Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Dog Days of Summer collaboration with Wonder Dreamer555. That will be the last time I say episode whatever because once I get to like episode 15 I probably won't remember it. We'll see. We're gonna stay with the nautical theme, and you guys saw me do this in the haul. I hauled this from AC Moore, my favorite big box craft store. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I love AC Moore for whatever reason. They've never done anything to me. I don't know if it's the prices or what, but I just love, 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 love the store. So we are going to alter this, of course, right? Because it's just plain Jane wood. Right now we're going to be using some broken China Distress. And you all know that I have like this affliction that I have to um, talk about distress stain every time I talk about distress stain. But anyway, I won't do that anymore more anytime today. I'm just gonna say that I think it was purely designed for wood. These things cost $1. These little shirts, and I think I got two or three. I know I had said that I was gonna probably give them to my uncles for Father's Day, but hey, we were way past Father's Day. They didn't get anything from me. I sent them a message. I called them to leave a voicemail to talk to them, and guess what? They didn't even answer the phone. So it is what it is. I cannot explain why my uncles are so weird. I love them to death, but they are two weird people. All right, so I got my little mat out, and let's go ahead and apply some stain. Okay, I'm going to apply some to the back first. This, in my head, it is going to be a Hawaiian shirt. I'm not sure if you all shop at thrift stores, but if you're a crafter, you probably do, for either items to find to upcycle, recycle, create in your craftiness. For the 4th of July, that's what I did. I went to one of the Texas thrifts here, and everything was half off. And I was like, yes, because they have good prices on like their coloring pencil sets. They have clothing that, not clothing, yeah, clothing. They have clothing there, of course. They have all kinds of cool little things, I think, and they're decently priced. And I was like, yeah, I can get a few things for a few bucks. And we left. They opened at 5 o'clock in the morning. My son and I left around 10 o'clock to go there. I got lost because GPS told me the wrong direction. Well, I put in the wrong address. I should have put south north in. I think I put south. I was like, this is not the right way. I mean, I know how to get there, but I would have preferred a back road or a road that was a little bit different. Nope. So needless to say, we got there, and when we got there, the parking lot was packed. Did I say it was packed? It was packed. And if you have a child, well, if you have a son especially, then you know that they are like wild people. And I didn't have a cart to put the child in, the wild person that I'm speaking of. So I was like, oh crap, this is going to be interesting. But I'm strong, right? I carry 1,000 grocery bags out the car at one time instead of just taking some in the house and grabbing the rest because I'm a weirdo like that. Let me know if you do that. Do you grab groceries? Do you try to grab all your groceries out the car at once, or do you um, do opposite? Like a normal person, grab some enough, go back and get more. Anyway, so we went to, they have like the whatnot section. They call it brick brack, but it's like whatnots. Like the little candle pieces, wrought iron pieces, magazine holders or whatever. And on the same side, they have things in bags. And the things that they have in bags are like pencils, crayons, pens, um, cards, all kinds of like random craft stuff for kids or adults. So now, mind you, I don't have a bag. My son is running around. I'm telling him to come here. No, stop, quit. No, stop. Don't do that. Stop. No. And which is probably a new language for him. I have to stop telling myself to tell him to no, stop. I need to try to reward him for the good things that he do, that he does, that he do, that he does, versus focusing on the things that he does that is not pleasing to myself or his father. Um, so with that in mind, I'll have to do that next time. So we get there, I have to fix these. I'm gonna take a paintbrush and fix those in a few seconds. Just gonna cover all of the major pieces first, the major portion of this first. Are you all enjoying this Dog Days of Summer so far? I am. I love when Wandering Dreamer creates. I love like how she creates. She's, in my opinion, she's a wonderful creator, and I just love her channel so much because she doesn't have just one thing. It doesn't say like mine is left-handed crafter, so you should expect craft-related videos. You wouldn't expect for me to come on and do some cooking, right? Because it doesn't say like the life of a left-handed crafter. It just says left-handed crafter. Anyway, she doesn't do cooking videos. Well, I haven't seen one. She could have done it in the past, but she does like hauls and lots of beautiful clothing hauls. And I'm just like, ooh, I love that. I love that. She did one last year around Halloween, and she's a Halloween fanatic, which is great. I like Halloween. I wouldn't say that I'm into it as much as she is, but I like Halloween a lot. But I think I like Christmas more. Not the real reason for Christmas. I like the traditional, not the traditional. I like the commercialization more than Halloween commercialization. But of course, I love the real meaning of Christmas more than anything else. So anyway, yeah, we're at the place and we're looking. And I grab a few things, and I always grab him blocks from there because those are non-porous. Like stuffed animals, I don't buy stuffed animals from there. Unless I saw like it was in a plastic bag, not open, anything like that. But I tend not to buy anything that I can't really wash from the thrift store. I've asked a few people that I've watched thrift store hauls, how do you clean those? And they said like with Febreze, etc., etc. But I was like, I don't know if Febreze will get everything I need to get out, because some things it says do not wash or dry or whatever. And if you've ever washed your pillows at home or at a big laundromat, you know that they kind of get lumpy. So that's just me. So I grabbed what did I grab first? I can't remember. I grabbed some cards. They had these cute little like drawing cards on there, and it was blank, so you can definitely deconstruct them and make them whatever you want them to be, which is what I do plan on doing. And then I'm going to do whatever I want with them. I think I'm gonna do a collage, another collage. I did a collage video last year in December, and I never released it, and then I was reviewing and I just deleted it out. I was just like, I don't like it. So let me get the paint brush so I can paint the nooks and crannies of the pieces that I need to do. This is drying really quickly, which is good for me because sometimes it still feels wet, and I just want to do a little bit of stamping. Again, remember I told you guys this reminds me of Magnum PI. It still does. Alright, so, I grab some the card things first, and then because on the wall it's like a long wall of looking, and of course it's 100, 200, 300 people in there because everything in the entire store is 50% off, right? Everything is 50% off, so I can't blame those people for being in there in your way, being rude, and and whatever. And then that's a good time for people that buy and resell to be in there to look around and see what they can find to resell it. Again, I can't complain. I'm not upset with them because that is a prime opportunity. You can get twice of what you want versus just getting a little bit. So, I walk around, I grab like 2 bags of craft stuff, and then of course we look in the toys. Well, my son runs straight to the toys always. It's like kids, that is a beacon. That is definitely a beacon of something. It's ingrained in them because when we were little, we would never go down the toy aisle. Well, he never knew we was going down the toy aisle, I should say, because he was little. Um, didn't speak any English at that point. So This part right here doesn't want to absorb for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. And that is okay. No big deal. I'm not going to cry about it. Just going to take this. I have a few videos. I don't think I've released any of them yet. See, this is going to be problematic for Brandy, but that's okay. Um, I decided to open my studio door, and Nicholas is at the door telling me that he wants me to fill his bowl up. Let me tell you something about this cat, and then we'll get back to this thrift store real quick. So yesterday, well, not yesterday, Monday, yes, Monday, we went to Pets. Okay, so I had called his veterinarian and was like, "Do you have any urinary S?" I said, "I want to know if you have any cat food in, right?" And she said, "Well, what's your phone number?" And I give her my phone number. And she says, "Hold on, let me check." I said, "Okay." You know, she's very nice. Love them. They have great customer service. One time I forgot my wallet at home and had to take him for a checkup, and it was just like, um, she doesn't have any money with her right now. She's going to call us and pay. And they were like, "Okay, no problem." Which is great. I love them. Um, they seem like small town veterinarian, but they are definitely linked. It's the Animals Mission Hospital. I had to take off autofocus. I always take it off and then it pops back on. I don't know why. I'm going to leave all this inside like that. Let's see. Yeah, I can do that. So I called last week, last Friday. Yeah, last Friday, and I said, "Do you have any cat food in?" And she got my phone number. She came back. She said, "No, we don't have any, but I could order it for you." And mind you, Nicholas has a ginormous bag of cat food. It takes me about 2 to 3 months to feed him all that cat food because he only gets a mouthwash cup full twice a day because it is medicated. I'm not sure if it's medicated or not, but he doesn't have any crystals in his urine, so I have to trust what they're doing and believe that that is right. Okay, so I said, when will it come in? And they were like, it'll be in. She said, if I order it today, it'll probably get here on Wednesday. I was like, can you just write a prescription for me? And I can go to PetSmart and get it. No one really wants you to say, I don't want to give you my money, right? I understand that. But my cat needed cat food then, right? He didn't really need it then, but he couldn't have waited till Wednesday to get cat food because we probably would have ran out on Monday or Tuesday. So I had already had the prescription from Mississippi when I had taken him to for real small town veterinarian, and we went in there, and his cat food cost $77.99. Okay, $77.99. One wop, right? You can try to do the math and say, oh, that's cheaper, if you divide it however much. I don't think so. Like, I don't think it's cheaper. I think that if you're buying regular cat food, they always have regular cat food on sale. Raw Cannon or Canine, or how you pronounce it, Cannon. They rarely have coupons, and whenever they do have coupons that are $2 or $3 off, I have a full bag of cat food, right? And I don't want to get coupon happy and get 5 bags of cat food that the cat can't eat for 6, 7 years. That doesn't make any sense. And even though it has a good shelf life, I just do not want to even go down the route of trying to get cat food on coupons unless it's that time, that opportunity. So anyway, we go get the cat food, and then fast forward to when I need to feed him. I feed him once in the morning around 7 o'clock and once in the afternoon around 7 o'clock. Um, so his food dish is still full. I don't feed him. He's talking trash to me. He's following me around. He's blocking me so I can't move. And I'm like, I'm not feeding you until you eat your cat food. Until you empty your dish, you won't get any more food. And he looks at me and he says, I can see that he's like, you need to feed me or else there's going to be problems and consequences, right? But I tell him I'm not feeding you until you empty your cat dish. Do you know this cat went to his cat dish and ate all the food and came back and was like, meow? I kid you not. Like, literally, he did that to me. I was just like, okay, well, I'll feed you now. So he ate rather late because he's been hoarding his food, saving it. He's much more controlled with his eating now. And my boyfriend is like, you give him all of that? It's just one mouthwash cup full of food. It's not a whole bunch, in my opinion. And I like to eat, so that's probably why it's not a lot to me. Um, so there we are. We are complete. I just need to get the insides of this. I I think he thinks that I'm starving him. Nicholas, that is, not my boyfriend. So anyway, back to the thrift store, right? So I grabbed that, and then we go down the kids section, and my son blows on a whistle. Those recorders, I freak out, of course. I snatch him up. I pull out a wipe. I wipe his mouth out. And I told him, I said, don't you ever put your mouth on anything? You know what parents tell their kids when they do something crazy like that, creepy. Who knows however many other little kids then rub their mouth on that. So I'm like, okay, no. And I take the thing and I just put it on top at the top of the highest shelf because he's looking at me like, what? I did that. I do it at home. At home is different. That's yours. You're the only one that has germs on there besides mommy and daddy when you say below on something. So, yep, I wash his mouth out right there. Then is there on the spot, and everybody's kind of like, she crazy. And I don't mind being crazy. I tell y'all that all the time. I don't mind it at all. All right, so I'm not sure if you've ever seen Hawaiian shirts before, but they had a whole bunch of them at the craft store yesterday, the thrift store yesterday, and this man went through and grabbed like 100 of them. And I was like, wow, is it really that serious? But apparently so. I like to get the shirts and destroy them. I buy them and cut them up because they have like nautical themed on them. Most Hawaiian themed or tropical shirts have tropical or Hawaiian themes on there. So I took my glue gun, heating tool. I don't know why I always call it a glue gun. Heating tool, and just dried it a little bit. And now I'm just going to come in with some Salty Ocean and distress it a little bit more. Broken China and Salty Ocean look like cousins, I guess. I don't know. I want the seams, I guess if you can think about it, where the seams would be, to be a little bit darker, because I'm not going to go over with another coat of Broken China. And I'm just using a makeup applicator. You can use whatever you like to get it. If you have those daubers, use a dauber or a sponge stick or whatever you like. This works a lot better than the sponge on wood from what I've done. I've noticed I've done a few pieces of wood, and I need to release them. And plus, I don't feel so bad about ruining a Wonder Wedge because they're fairly inexpensive in comparison to the Ranger applicators, right? Well, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments section. So anyway, back to the whole thing. So after the boy blows on the recorder, I'm like freaking out. Well, I didn't freak out too bad. And I know that I'm a new mom, and some of you have experience. You have multiple children, and the first child, the starter child, as people like to call it, you kind of go overboard. But I just took a wipe out of my purse and wiped his mouth out. And I told him don't do it anymore. That kind of looks like a jean shirt now, huh? Versus a Hawaiian shirt. But we're going to fix that because we're going to just take some nautical themed stamps and stamp it out. And that will be our Dog Days of Summer project. I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this because we're at 20 minutes already, and do the other one and then come back. Okay, so I distressed it some more. And on here I kind of left it a little bit bluish, and I know you're probably thinking, why don't you just distress it in the first place? Because I didn't want to. I wanted to have some staining where I can have like a deeper color. I felt like it would be a little bit deeper, and you can even see that even though I stained these and stained and used a distress ink, they're not the same like color. This is a little bit darker versus this one. So now I'm just going to take some black archival ink, and I have a boat stamp. It's unbranded, and I'm just going to stamp it a few times. So I'm going to try my best to get a lot of coverage, but not too much, because you know sometimes when you put too much on stuff, it just looks weird. And we're going to do this light one, the one with the arm that's issue right there, and the thing when you stamp on wood, when it's a hollow spot, it does not, for me at least, it does not stamp out all the way. So you have to keep that in mind. When you do stamp, though, you want to make sure you kind of like roll it, not roll it, rub it. I'll show you. My English is not that great today. So you want to make sure you just apply as much pressure as you need to hopefully get full coverage like that. Alright, so back to the thrift store. So, you know, I'm going around and I'm looking at the things and I'm like, I see why everything's half off, because everything has been bumped up at least $1 or $2. I can understand they don't want to lose money, because, you know, you're giving, normally your pants are $8.99, for example, and now they're $10.99. So you're still going to, quote unquote, lose money. But these thrift stores, some of them have like consignment, but most of them, you know, are all donation. Like all of them are donate. All the stuff is donated. So the prices that they have is astronomical at times. I'm like, oh. And then if you do go thrifting, as people call it, I think thrifting is the uh, millennial term. Thrifting, because that's what my little niece does. She likes to go thrift. Unbranded, let's go thrifting. Um, so, you know, the prices are crazy, to say the least. The prices are crazy. Let's just keep it all one direction. Um, just like that. And this is almost done. This is super fun to create. You know, when you have a Hawaiian shirt, you can definitely do this. So anyway, people that go thrift, you know, you go to the thrift store, you're going for a reason. You're going to get something that you really, really need, or you're going to buy craft stuff or sell things. So I was like, okay, I understand why the price is up. No big deal. My son is grabbing things and he's putting it back. He's gotten to the point where he's very, 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 very like opinionated on certain things. His little personality is definitely shining through, which is great for myself and his dad. We just kind of laugh at the guy, and we're like, I always say, is that our baby? Like when he was first born, I know I haven't showed you pictures of him, I haven't told you his name. I hope that you all understand that I do want to keep some sense of security for my son, and some sense of privacy for my privacy for my family. Um, if you don't understand, then hey, I can't do anything about that. But when he was first born, I was out of it, as I've always told that story. But I was like, is that our baby? His dad was like, yeah, that's ours. And now looking at the little thing, he looks just like his dad. Just like his dad. That's his twin. And I always tell him that. I'm like, that's your twin. Um, I'm like, they probably like, is that the mom? But when they see his dad, it's like, oh, that's definitely daddy. When we were in Mississippi, he came to visit us. And the baby, he was very young, under a year old, because he wasn't walking yet. I had went to the restroom to wash my hands or whatever. Yeah, he was still on the bottle. And I had told him to get some hot water so we can heat the bottle up from the lady. Of course, you know, men are on a tad bit slow side sometimes when it comes to children and things like that. Women can be too, so I'm not, you know, poo-pooing on men, but I was like, what's going on? And you could hear my son crying throughout the entire restaurant. And he was like, I don't know what's wrong with him. I was like, what you do? You know, of course, I'm like, what you do, or whatever. And so as soon as I walk out, there's like, oh, there goes mom. And I got the baby and I picked them up. And, you know, no one really wants to hear a child screaming in a restaurant, honestly. No matter how cute that kid is, you do not want your meal disturbed. You don't. And my son is all about disturbing the meal. Like if he's not having a good time, you're not having a good time. Anyway, I told you a whole bunch, huh? So anyway, back to the thrift store. So the worst part was the line. Now, mind you, I don't have a cart. I have 1,000 things in my arm. I have like 2 or 3 bags of blocks for my baby because they were a good deal. $2, I think they were discounted to $2. And I had some paper, of course. I had some plastic, and I had this little block thing that was all like $1. So my total came out to like $16, which is really really good. Um, and we stood in line for like it seemed like an hour. Now, mind you, I'm Superwoman, right? No, not really. I have all these daggone bags in my hand, in my arm, and my son is running around like a maniac, right? So I tell him, I said, get over here and stop running. He did stay close to me, which was great because I did not feel like chasing him down and beating him. So I'm glad that he did not run off too far. But he was just like, hi, hello. And people are friendly sometimes. Like the lady behind me, she had an empty cart. She had like 3 things in her cart. She could have easily said, excuse me, do you want to put the stuff in the cart until you get to the cash register? She didn't do that. Not at all. And I was talking to a good friend of mine, and we were talking about kindness and how it's easy to be kind. I said it's not easy to be kind at all. I'm not gonna do the other one on camera just because I've taken up so much of your time right now. But I hope that you've enjoyed this, and this is just some wood staining a Hawaiian shirt. Now it's very Hawaiian-esque. Let's go ahead and reassemble it, and we'll put something in here so you can see how it actually looks. Ugh. Alrighty, so this is how it looks. I love the finished product. Definitely looks like one of those ugly Hawaiian shirts that you see people wearing. But I love them. It's something about Hawaiian shirts that just make me think of good times. I don't know. Until next time, happy crafting.